everybody, I am back. It has been a while. I have had a lot of trouble with my Mac that I use for my editing and for my making my videos, and we just troubleshooted all kinds of things, but we ended up, I think, finding our solution, and I think I am back now. And so I missed making these videos. I have a lot of footage that I have already, filmed and all that I can share with you guys now that I am back and in business. So tonight for dinner, we're having pork chops. So I've got 6 pork chops here. They are the center cut, except for this one's a little strange. And I just used some Lowry seasoning salt, some black pepper, and some garlic powder. And I am just going to season both sides here and get a little bit of flour on these. I want to fry these up in the pan. I have made pork chops on this channel plenty, but I'm going to show you again in case you're new here. And I don't do them the same way every time. I just kind of do whatever I'm in the mood for as far as seasonings go, and just kind of fix them up however I'm in the mood. But it always includes some sort of salt, usually some garlic powder, some pepper. Where you can kind of get creative is with maybe like your salt, if you have a seasoned salt, or just plain, or we have a jalapeno salt that we really love, but I'm just doing this tonight. This is what sounds best. And I'm going to get the flour. I'm going to get these lightly floured, and we're going to get them in the pan and start frying them low and slow.
Walking around, feeling free, thinking about what's happened to me from July up till now. Don't know where, don't know how. Lately I've come to realize that I can see it in your eyes, so it's true. I'm so glad you feel it too. Nothing to hide, we're falling in love. Started something, this thing that we've got grows stronger. Each day we're together, on the way, oh, we're falling in love. To me it's perfectly clear, we're falling in love.
Okay, in this skillet I am making fried potatoes and onions. I went ahead and just slivered up my onions, and I have them in the pan here with some bacon grease. That's also what I'm using to fry up these pork chops. Never throw out your bacon grease. It is great for frying things. Adds a whole lot of flavor. It's great for making gravy. So in my pan here are my onions, and then I've peeled up about maybe 4 potatoes or so, and I've sliced those the way we like them, and I'm going to add them in here with the onion. I do mine about like that, kind of like French fry-ish type pieces. But any way you want to cut up your potatoes to fry them is fine. This is just how I grew up having them, so I just make them that way myself. Alright, I'm going to keep getting my potatoes in here. Okay, it's going to be loud because I have 2 things frying up tonight. I normally don't fry things a whole lot, especially, usually not more than one, but that's alright. We were hungry for some pork chops and some fried potatoes, so that is what we're having for that reason alone. And then I'm going to go back in, obviously, with the pepper, and then I'm just going to use the same Lowry seasoning salt again. I'm not going to go real heavy on it. Now I'm going to use a little bit of this jalapeno salt. You've seen me use this before as well. It is so good. It's not a strong, spicy flavor at all, but the flavor blend is very good. Alright, I'm going to give these things a turn. See what we got going on here.
Through this part of the year, we had something in store for us. We're falling in love.
Alright, I'm going to let these keep drying up, and towards the end, I'll put a little water in and the lid on to steam them to make sure they are good and soft all the way through after they get a good crisp on the outside. And here you have it, a beautiful plate of fried pork chops. They're very, very tender, but they've got a nice crisp on the outside. Going to be some delicious flavor on here. It's important to not overcook your pork chops so they don't get really dry or tough. And low and slow is the key. So these are looking good. Now, I think I'm going to use the drippings and make just a little bit of gravy. And I don't even really have anything to serve the gravy over. I didn't even make mashed potatoes. I made fried. No biscuits or anything, but I just think I want to make a little bit of gravy. So maybe just use it as a little dip to dip these pork chops in. I don't know. I'm just making gravy, people. I'm just making gravy. This kind of meal takes me right back to my childhood. My dad loves him some fried pork chops and fried potatoes. This was about a once a week meal, the fried pork chops and the potato part, when I was growing up. And so I love making meals like this every now and then too. So delicious. All of it was. I'm so glad I went ahead and made that gravy. Something about the drippings from pork chops or fried chicken makes such a great gravy. So this meal, yes, delicious. All right, now I'm going to take you back in time to November, to when we put this delicious whole chicken on the smoker. This is some footage I had before my computer started acting all crazy, but I wanted to share it with you because we got so many delicious meals out of this one chicken. Good morning. James is mixing up a really good seasoning mixture for this little whole chicken here. You probably remember, if you watched my grocery haul, that these were 99 cents a pound at Kroger, and I got 5 of them. So this is the first of the little chickens that we are going to smoke. Today is Saturday, and we've got some outside stuff that's going to be going on this morning, yard work and such. So great time for the smoker. So this is, what all do you have in here, James? Brown sugar and what else?
We got some, it's called Fruit Wood, Pit Boss seasoning, some Himalayan salt, pepper, brown sugar, garlic, just some basics.
So you're just gonna rub that all on it and then smoke it?
Rub it on it, under the skin and inside of it.
Oh, okay. It's gonna be delicious. We probably won't eat it today because we've got some other afternoon plans, but it was a good day to smoke it, and it'll be ready for us tomorrow evening for an evening meal after church tomorrow. So we have a fellowship meal at church just about every single Sunday, and then in the evening time we usually just kind of snack around. So this will be great tomorrow evening, and of course Monday or Tuesday or whatever. We can keep eating on this chicken. All right, let's get rubbing it on there. decided we are gonna do apple and garlic to stuff it, and then the skin split, which James didn't want to happen, so we just have it little clips on there, and that'll be fine. And I'm gonna get the paprika, and he's gonna finish the top and get these stuffed in. In all her glory. It's gonna be delicious. All right, here it is off the smoker. How long did it take, James?
Just 3 hours.
Look at this, so good. Just under 3 hours. Basically put it on there and it does its thing. This looks amazing. All right, and here we are the next day, and so I have just got this plate full of chicken here. This is about half of it, I would say, maybe a little more than half. James decided that he wanted these 2 pieces crisped up in the air fryer. Look how yummy and crispy that skin is. And his request was lima beans and peas. So that's exactly what I cooked up for him. I wanted a chicken soft taco. I actually made myself 2 chicken soft tacos. So after the chicken, of course, was cut off, I just heated it up and then just put some yummy stuff that I had in the refrigerator to make a soft taco. That's just what I was in the mood for. So this was perfect for that as well. So I'm just adding on some of my favorite things here, and this is round 1 of eating off of this whole chicken. All right, y'all, tonight I am going for taco soup. Let's see here, let's get you in focus. All right, I've had this recipe for eons of years. It's in a recipe book where you write your own. I got this at the Dollar Tree. I can't even tell you how many years ago. Anyhow, this was given to me by one of my pastor's wives in years past when we lived about an hour from here. She was my pastor's wife my whole grown-up life until we got married and moved away. And she gave this to me. She said she got it at Weight Watchers. So I always follow this recipe for taco soup, varying a bit here and there, depending, but this is my one that I go by. So I am just variating a little bit tonight, but like I said, this is what we use as our sort of guide. So I'm going to show you here as we get going for the taco soup I'm making tonight. Okay, I've got my small kettle here on the stove, and I've diced up half an onion and just a little bit of some orange pepper that I had left over that needed to be used. The recipe doesn't call for the orange pepper, but like I said, we can variate this a bit because it is a very easy soup to sort of add in what you have or leave out if you don't. It's one that's not going to be super affected by those things. So I needed to use that pepper, and I got it in there. Now I'm going to show you, instead of ground beef, I'm going to use chicken. I am continuing with the smoked chicken. I'm one-handed here because my camera battery died. So I'm going to continue with the smoked chicken that I showed you that James smoked on the smoker, and this is all we have left. So when I picked it off the bone last night, I knew that I wanted to use what was remaining, and I just thought, okay, taco soup. I've actually never made taco soup with chicken. So this is already cubed up. This is how I'm going to put it in. I'm going to get it in with the onions and the orange pepper and let that saute together. All right, next I've got a little less, actually a little more than half a pack of this ranch. I used a little bit of it for seasoning something else a while back. And then my taco seasoning. I'm gonna go ahead and get those 2 things in now. Now I'm adding in a can of corn and chili beans. You never really wanna drain chili beans. That's the most important part, the beans and chili sauce. So that's where a ton of the flavor is, unlike an unseasoned bean. So it's really important to keep that chili sauce in there with those chili beans. And then the corn, it's give or take. If you wanna drain it off, you can. I'm not draining it off. I'm gonna get that in now. Look how pretty that looks. So I have now together the onion, orange pepper rather, the ranch taco seasoning, my delicious smoked chicken, some chili beans, and a can of corn. The recipe doesn't call for the beans, but often I will put in black beans, and a lot of recipes for taco soup call for black beans. So now I'm gonna get the tomato portion going, and I'm using some fresh salsa that our friends made and gave to us. That's gonna be the perfect tomato component for this recipe. The recipe calls for a can of Mexican stewed tomatoes and regular stewed tomatoes. This is gonna be my tomato component in this recipe. Okay, the tomatoes are in, everything is in, and now we're just gonna let this simmer for a little bit. So quick and easy with this soup. It's gonna be delicious. It's great served with avocado, sour cream, corn chips, green onion, cilantro, all sorts of ways that this soup can be enjoyed. So I'm just gonna let it simmer here until it's time to eat. All right, here's my yummy bowl of my chicken taco soup. It's gonna be delicious. I just topped mine with a little bit of shredded cheddar cheese, some sour cream, and some green onions, and I'm gonna have some corn chips on the side. We so enjoyed having this whole chicken cooked on the smoker that we were able to have multiple meals from. It was so easy and delicious. We are not leaving out the beef. We've had our pork and our chicken. Now we're having these big old monster ribeyes. Look how good these look. James grilled these up. You know, we raise our own beef, so we have always a nice selection of beef in the freezer, for which I'm very thankful. I had a little package of baby Bella mushrooms. I fried those up with onions. Those were so good with this steak. And then how easy is this? Just some tater tots in the air fryer, because I did not think ahead to make some other kind of potatoes, and just a quick side salad. This meal came together so quickly. The steak was cooked to perfection like James always does. He loves him some steak and potatoes. This was so good. I hope you've gotten some meal inspiration this week from seeing some of the things we've been eating around here. I always appreciate every time you come back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, we sure would love to have you around here. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all the next time. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.